The fact that the narrative sort of starts on October 7th as if nothing was happening before October 7th. All of this is to buy into the narrative that Israel is in the position of victim, that the Palestinians are the aggressors, and that there's no history that exists of, say, decades of occupation, which is the core of the issue. When we talk about apartheid, when we talk about genocide, when we talk about bombings, detentions of Palestinians, all of the issues that you could think of, evictions from houses, bulldozing houses, all of it is rooted in the occupation, right? If all of it is the fact that Israel is an occupying power, and Palestinians have been under a military occupation for decades. And that's the context that they're always trying to avoid. If you focus on Hamas, then you ignore the fact that Hamas comes into existence in the late 1980s, but the occupation predates that by decades.
And is this a deliberate strategy in your view?
I mean, absolutely. The idea that this is something that is happening, say, like by accident, is absurd. There are articles and people, journalists who've come out of platforms like the BBC, the New York Times, CNN, who have talked about the internal dynamics of their newsrooms and the fact that they felt that they weren't allowed to say certain things or write certain things. You have the fact that there are leaked documents from the New York Times that are directly instructing their reporters not to use certain language like genocide or occupied territories or Palestine.
Ethnic cleansing. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that is by design. And when you look at that and then you actually look at the raw data that's in front of you, you can see how it's playing out. The thing that you can look at on top of that is the way it compares to other conflicts. So the way, for instance, the Russia-Ukraine war is talked about is quite different. The language that's described, the language that's used to describe Israelis is different than the language that's used to describe Palestinians, right? An Israeli soldier is described as a hostage. A Palestinian child is described as a prisoner, even though both of them have been detained, right? But one is a hostage and the other is always a prisoner, even though they're children, there's no charge, there's no crime, and eventually they're released. So all of those things, all of that is meant to dehumanize Palestinians. Palestinians are dehumanized so that their deaths and their killing are seen as less important or less significant to report on.